with the current experience you are having, if you go back with the same experience and mindset to start off your engineering with a lower age than right now, like how would you have
I would
led
not. I would not do engineering.
wow, that's an answer. Because you already have the experience.
I know what I have to do. For the person where I am now, right now, it's all because of my mistakes. So if I go back and okay, I know this is a wrong thing what I did, then I might not do it. I might go on setting my part straight. That time I might be successful pretty earlier, but I won't learn from my mistakes. So I would let it be as it is. I've done mistakes, I've learned from it, I've gained experience from it, I've moved on. So I think it's better to let it be that way.
Hello everyone, this is SHIVATHMAJ and you are listening to Keep Me Inspired podcast show. This is a fortnightly show where I interview today's most inspiring entrepreneurs, CEOs, YouTubers and other change makers to help you realize your true worth and help you make early life-changing decisions. And today in this episode, I have with me Sourabh Hegde, who is a super senior of mine from our college, and he's gonna tell you how it is like to switch from computer science engineering to a complete entrepreneurship following his passion. So this is episode number 17 with Sourabh Hegde. Wear your headphones or earphones and let's dive into our conversation. Hello Saurabh, and to let you know that this is one of the most awaited podcast and one of my most favorite podcast for me as well as all my friends, because they were asking from so many days, when are you gonna do podcast with Saurabh? Because I was posting about it on social media.
Yes, yes.
So finally the day came, and thank you so much for accepting to do this.
Thank you, Shivatmaj, for inviting me to your podcast. And really sorry to keep you waiting because of my professional commitments. I couldn't do this earlier. Thank you for being very patient and giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
I look up to you a lot because you are firstly a computer science engineer, and secondly, you are from Canara Engineering College, which is my own college. You are my super senior,
Yes.
and I seen you doing some amazing tasks in our college as well, like taking some big responsibilities, and like most of my friends also look up to you. So I just want to take you back to your college life and try to understand, like, how did this like kida of entrepreneurship come into your mind? Like, is it before you entering the college, or as you started pursuing engineering, you suddenly got the interest to explore entrepreneurship? Like, how did this whole journey started?
Okay. So to start with this, I guess I'll have to take you a little back than my engineering days. So basically, I was in after 10th and all most of us are always confused what to do, what to pursue, what is this. Nobody knows what they have to actually do. Okay. So basically, I just went with the flow. I took science. So all my friends took science when I took science.
Hmm.
So later in college, I was culturally very active with all the cultural events and everything. So I started taking up responsibilities for the college since PU. So later, that time I had no idea that this is going to be something which I'll be doing for the rest of my life or which I'll be pursuing as my career. So later when I joined Canara, so okay, everyone, all my friends took engineering, even I took engineering, fine. My parents wanted also me to do something degree, okay, engineering, okay, fine, I took engineering. So after that also, I'm not sure why I'm doing engineering, why I'm doing what I am doing, because my interest lies somewhere else in being proactive in all the things like extracurricular activities or all other. You might have seen me, I'm less in class and more outside, always in the corridors and all everywhere I was, except my class. Even my lecturers would say the same thing if you go and ask them even today. So basically, when I was looking for opportunities, I started initially in college with NSS. So I joined NSS. That was my initial time when I started taking up responsibilities. So I think college, my graduation, my undergrads, what I did, that helped me shape my future for what I am today. So basically, what happened was maybe it was cultural committee, maybe it was NSS, maybe it was college fests. For everything, whenever they gave me a responsibility, it was not like a responsibility for me. It was something which I like to do, I love to do. So I wholeheartedly accepted it and tried to give my best over there. So gradually, when it happened around third year, me and my friend who was my PU batchmate, us both of us had the similar mindset. So both of us were into this thing, and we were like, okay, we'll do something, we'll start something. So it was 2018 when we finally like officially started doing. So that's when Foxwell. That was the inception of Foxwell. Actually, it was me pursuing my third year of engineering and putting my hands into something which I liked, managing events, capturing moments, talking to people. So basically, what happens is each event I go, or each wedding we go, or each whichever project we take, we get to contact a lot of people. We get in touch with a lot of amazing people, and that's also a benefit of what I'm doing now. So, for your question, to be precise, I guess, yes, it was my college who supported me, who gave me responsibilities which I thought I could never do, but the responsibilities what I got, I accepted it, I took it forward, I executed it. So, yeah, college shaped my future, I can say that.
So, did you like ever give a thought of being in a job, like trying it out, how it feels?
Yeah, definitely, I'd given it a thought, but by the time I entered fourth year, you know, I was basically very, very busy, held up with Akriti also, which was going on. And I was busy, parallel, I was busy with my professional commitments because it was already 1.5 years since I started my venture. So I was busy with that also. So I was just keep when placements started, and I was like thinking, should I do it or should I risk it? Should I do it or should I risk it? I was, to be frank, I was not sure about what I was doing at that point of time because there is lot of people saying that no, don't do that, bro. It might affect your future. You don't know what's going to happen after this thing. What if you don't? If your business is not going to happen? What if that happens? What if this? A lot of what ifs were there, a lot of it. But one night I was just thinking, and I was like, I'd asked the procedure if I'm not going for placement, what to be done. So my TG, I told that you have to give a letter to HOD. So, okay, I have to go and give a letter to HOD. That's a whole different level of task to be done. So I took my time, own sweet time. I was thinking placement for nearing, placement trips were going on. So if I'm going to placement, then I'll have to give sufficient amount of my time towards it.
Hmm.
Because whatever I'm doing, I believe that I have to give my 100%. If I can't give my 100%, I should not be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's how I have been so long, so far. If I can't do it, I tell no, I can't do it. Only if I know that I can give my 100% towards something, I'll be like, yes, let's go ahead, let's do it. So that was the time, and I told my dad that I'll not be going to placement. So dad is like, why? What happened? So I'm like, this is going on now. My venture is going on. So I'll take some time. So maybe I'll do higher studies later. I had to convince my dad. So I was like, okay, I'll do my higher studies later. Maybe after graduating, I'll take some time and do my higher studies. So I'll get some ample amount of time also. So if I go to placements, I don't think it's a wise decision now. So somehow, with great difficulty, I convinced him, and I convinced myself also. Okay, what I'm doing is right. So the very next day, I went and told my TG. I gave the letter, and it went to HOD, and whole lot of process went over it. And finally, I opted out of placement. Yes, for now, if you go to see, I feel okay. I could have attended placements. I could have seen how it is, like how the interview process is, because I never attended any interviews for the placements my fourth year. So I was like, okay, fine, can see, could have seen it, could have tried it out. Sometimes I feel, even though I feel that, I feel what I did was right because if I would have wasted those 7 to 8 months there, today I wouldn't have time. Like I wouldn't have set my startup now because my time would be diverted towards prepping for my placements and all of other things. So I think whatever I did, whatever decision I took was right at that point of time.
How were you with your studies? Like along with the startup, I think you were good at your studies as well.
Yeah, I'm a distinction student.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know. I don't know how it is. Like even if any of my friends ask, also I don't know how I got distinction or how I used to manage to keep my score above 7.75 or 8.5. How I did, till today I don't have any idea because I used to be in class, and I used to be in class. I have a good memory power. Like whatever they teach, I can grasp it. If I'm not in class, then that's it's a little difficult for me to grasp things. So I used to do combined studies with my friend. He's my childhood friend. He was in Sayadri that time. So I used to do combined studies with him. So it was all last minute preparations. You know how we engineers study, right?
Yeah, even currently I
Five
am having
modules.
exams. This is the gap between exams, and I am recording this
Oh, okay.
podcast.
See, you know how it goes. First we plan, okay, 4 weeks are there, 4 modules you have to finish. 4 days are there, 4 modules you have to finish. Okay, last 5 hours, 5 modules. Okay, 1 hour, 5 modules. And that's how it goes. And somehow we tend to finish it and yeah, we do it.
Yeah, I think we have that superpower.
I think it comes with the degree, engineering, the superpower.
Yeah, like I think there are also people who will be stressed out and give up on studies, and some people, if they will like somehow make it and finish it somehow.
Yeah, that is it. The only thing I would like to tell that no need to stress out on anything. Just keep yourself cool and calm and just do what has to be done at that particular time. That's it.
That's a great suggestion. And I also want to know that I think right now even juniors will be watching this video because you are one of the most favorite person in Canara. You might have
Thank you
graduated,
so
but
much.
still among our like friendly conversation, your name pops up now and then. Like how he like pursued his passion and so many other things. And also there is so many doubts which I will be asking you further.
Okay,
Like
sure.
what will be your advice to your juniors, like how after entering the college, how should they like lead their college life, in the sense some of them are interested into getting into a job placement, and some are interested getting into a job plus they have something in mind about entrepreneurship, just like me. And some other people just want to do entrepreneurship, and they also struggle with like managing time for everything. Like how would you like give them guidance on this?
Okay, so basically, what I would like to tell first of all is that what they want to do is their individual choice. So if they're pursuing, if they want to do a job, they can do the job. If they want to start a company and do something like start their own company, become an entrepreneur, be a face of an entrepreneurship, that is also their choice. Some people would like to be a freelancer, not have a company. They have some skill set, they can do that. But whatever they want to do, I think they should, the moment they realize that this is their goal, this is their aim, I think they should start working towards it without wasting any time.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Even I think I wanted to become a freelancer, and I have like started working on that, and I went to some
Yes, I
extent.
think I think once you realize that you have to do freelancing, that's what you have to do. You're out to do that. I think you started working rigorously towards that, even though you had a busy schedule, even though you had exams, even though you had a lot of things going on. I think you didn't give up on it, and today you are where you are.
Yeah, and yeah, everything comes with the execution.
Yes,
And I think if it is really important, you will make time for it somehow.
correct. You're never busy for things what you really want to do.
Exactly. Yeah, this is something like people don't understand. They will like see you and say, how are you able to do everything? Like even we want to do it, but actually they don't want to do that. To be very honest, if they wanted to do it, they somehow will make time for it, because we always have time for social media and many other stuff.
Yeah, true, true.
And I just want to know more about your company. Like, so firstly, recently I was watching Shark Tank India. I think even you know that. Uh,
Yes,
so in like by hearing to that, I think your company is a service-based company, if I'm not wrong.
yes. We are a service-based company.
And why did you like did not think about like product based, being a product based? Because I think what I heard from them is product based can scale to a bigger extent, but service there is only so much you can do with it. So why did you
Correct, no doubt,
particularly
no
choose
doubt.
this?
So basically, as you said, now you are doing this podcast. Back then, I didn't have any podcast to watch to know what I have to do. Back then, there was no Shark Tank India, there was no nothing, there was no Shivatmaj from whom I could get some knowledge. So that time I just went with my passion. It was like my passion was into events, into managing things, and I wanted to get into it. So people, because I used to, even in PU also, I used to go for freelancing, like to coordinate events for different event managers of Mangalore. I used to coordinate the event, come back. So I had built my connects there. So what happened was after that, I started getting own orders. I started taking up by myself. So I started with that. Then I scaled up to productions where we started capturing ad commercials, weddings, and all those things because I got a team. I have my partners, Nikhil and Joy, who sees the execution of the productions part. So we started with that. Later on, we went on to do start with Foxtel marketing because digital was a new trend and all were adapting into coming into social media and having a presence in the social media. So at that time, we shifted ours. Divided again. We had a productions. We had a wedding company. We started with social media marketing too. So later on, we started with our Fat Fox. You
Mm.
might have heard about Fat Fox,
Yeah.
the cloud kitchen what we started. Now it's we have also put up a cafe called Big Buddha Cafe. So we are having a hybrid model there. At night it's a night kitchen which we send like it's the same kitchen there. So you might again plan to scale up over there. So food industry is always scalable. So that's how we are going on. Now coming to a question about why didn't I like why only service, why not product based? I'm thinking of expanding, venturing into product based also. So recently, I've started an IT wing also in my company. So where we have 3 to 4 prototypes on products, what can be the next thing. So slowly, I'm going into the product based industry as well because right, product based always easily scalable.
So I think it's never too late to start anything.
No, no, it's never too late. It's in your willpower. Your Shivatmaj at 40 can do something even greater than what Shivatmaj at 20 is doing right now.
Yeah. And I think so currently there are some people in my college who want to like opt for placement, and eventually like after getting experience they want to start their hustle. So how can they like proceed about it?
There is no problem with doing that. Absolutely no problem. It's a good thing to do, I can say, because if their dream or if their startup, what they want to do or what they're pursuing is corporate based, like it's a corporate company or something like that, it's better for them to get placed, understand how a corporate sector works, then they can implement it.
Yeah, I
So I
think
think they can go
first they
pursue
can
it.
gain some experience, and after that they can
Yeah.
start their.
But while gaining experience, they should not lose focus on their long sighted goal because they should always know that this is for short term. They should know why they are doing this. Later, they should. Sometimes what happens is once they start getting salary, they get too comfortable. Okay, so once they get comfortable, then they don't. Who wants this? Why will I go and do it again? I'm fine over here. I'm getting money monthly. Why I want that? Lot of struggle. That mindset should never come. If that comes, then you are not going to start your hustle.
Yeah, I think, and one who will start their hustle, this mindset they will never have anyway.
Yeah, correct.
So coming back to like your college life, how can students currently who are in their college like build some great connections and like do some good network and have some good connection like you, because I think you graduated in the year 2020 if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're right.
And I think you inaugurated the last best Akriti of our college, which I remember, where you invited Samay Rena, Nina Surete, because
Correct.
of your good connection. So, can you tell us more about like how to build a good connection and
I think you should be really very open to network very well actually. So what happens is if you are scared, if you are hesitating to network with someone, that's when you will not be able to network openly. So one thing is you have to have a lot of confidence. Initially don't have confidence and you want to talk to someone, Just go for it. Now it's even easier. Go to LinkedIn, find a profile, start networking. Okay, I think in professional terms, in professional culture, what we are having now, I think LinkedIn is the best option where people can easily network with anyone. And I don't think anyone will take you wrong if you just send a connect there. They'll be more than happy to have you as a connect because there people are majorly there to build connects. So what I suggest is if you are going in a professional way and if you're connecting to people, LinkedIn should be your choice. And apart from that, your day-to-day activities, you should be very open. You should be friendly. You should be networking with your friends very well. You should not like when 10 people are there, you should not like so now 10 people are there, I'll go from this side. If that happens, it doesn't work that way. You have to start, you have to force yourself to go and network with people. Firstly, it might be like you might be very scared, so you don't know what you might network. You might talk something what you're not supposed to talk, so they might shout at you, what man, you're mad or what you're talking. All those things might come, but it's fine. By nature you're not an extrovert person, but by practice you can make it a habit and you can do it.
Yeah, that's an amazing advice, and I think even somewhere even I am like implementing it into my daily life. So some of the things that I am doing in my life is whenever I go and get to do some eye contact, like I will make eye contact, I won't break it until that other person don't break it, and I follow such. And if there is
Good,
someone, I
good.
try to like spell their name and talk to them. I do some different kind of weird experiments, and I
You
push
never know what
myself. Yeah,
works.
exactly. You never know.
Yeah, you have to push yourself because if there's no one else going to come and tell you go do it, go do that, go do this, no one is there. You have to, at the end of the day, it's only you for yourself.
So, Saurabh, just to like bring you back to your college life, if you had a chance to like go back and do some things differently, like how would you have led your engineering life right now if you got a second chance? Like there are some things that you think you could have done better. So, how would you like proceeded the same path in a different way?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Even I never gave a thought to it till date. So basically, if I get a second chance, what I would do different than what it is already is. Okay, I don't think I would do anything different because for the person where I am now, right now, it's all because of my mistakes. So if I go back and okay, I know this is a wrong thing what I did, then I might not do it. I might go on setting my part straight. That time I might be successful pretty earlier, but I won't learn from my mistakes. So I would let it be as it is. I've done mistakes, I've learned from it, I got gained experience from it, I've moved on. So I think it's better to let it be that way.
So, no, in the sense, if you go back, would you repeat the exact same mistake and do like what I mean is
I would.
with the current mindset, with the current experience you are having, if you go back with the same experience and mindset to start off your engineering with a lower age than right now, like how would you have led
I would not do engineering.
wow, that's not because you already have the experience.
Yeah. I know what I have to do.
Yeah, I think people like also will know what they have to do, but experience matter to some extent, just like you said right
Yes.
now. Because you have experience, you are saying you won't have done engineering, but this thought we will some of us will have at the start, but still they are afraid to uh, not perceive it.
Correct. Because see, what happens is when I don't think like either of us, me or you, when we joined engineering, knew what we were exactly getting into. Tell me, did you know what you were getting into when you got
No,
into engineering? Did you know what you have to do after 4 years of engineering?
no.
No. We know it now. I know it now. In 2 years, even you'll have a better idea about what you had to do when you joined engineering.
So I think nobody like discovers their passion at an early stage. It's just trial and error.
No, there are people who discover it, but they're too scared to act towards it. Every day, one small step also helps.
Like how to exactly work towards our passion at an early stage.
No, you tell me the answer to it.
No,
You
for
want, how did you start freelancing? How did you work towards it?
I think if lockdown hadn't happened, I would have never like pursued this, because I was so much like limited and worried about my future, and will I get a job and all those stuff, because I thought I was bad at aptitude and many other stuff. And I always used to get low marks in that, but I was good with academics. But during lockdown, I got time to like reflect on myself. And then from there, I think I started, like I wrote my first book, and after that I started my own podcast, just an experiment, and it went well. And today I am recording, I think this is 17th episode. And I think with time, with experiments, with trial and error, after doing some mistakes, you will eventually figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Even like you, I had opted out of placement by giving a letter, and then like after trying something, failing at some things, I came back to placement, and I also cracked an company which I didn't expect to do. So things were a roller coaster ride for me as well.
See, you gave the answer to your own question.
I think we don't ask the right question for ourselves. We
Exactly. So basically, that's what small step in the sense if you know what you want to do. Like for example, there are people who know they have an idea. Like this is a company which I want to put forth in the future. This is what I want to run. Okay, so you ask yourself to do that right now. What you can do, you'll get answer to yourself. You answer to yourself like what you can do. That time you figure out. Okay, I have to do this. Work towards it. Go on till you reach that at that one point where now you are ready to execute it full throttle. So these small things matters a lot in the long run.
So how would you like, let's say I have a problem. I want to solve some problems of some engineering students because I am into engineering. It could be like related to studies or something. Like how could I like find that problem and figure a solution for it, and build a venture on that? How would you like suggest me to proceed to that?
What kind of problem you're talking about you?
It could be like study kind of problems, or like giving them some solutions. Like recently, what I was doing was, while I was studying for my exams, I was not motivated to study, like sitting for long hours. So what I did was I started recording from mobile. Whatever I studied, I just explained it in video and just posted from, I think from 1 week, my first exams. Today two exam have finished, and it had got a good response. Without any
Okay,
expectation, I have like recorded and posted on YouTube, and I think all the video student like started responding it to very positive manner. Like they
okay,
wanted someone to explain in a student perspective. I did it accidentally.
okay.
So I just want to like give it a thought, and just try to solve some problem, like how to proceed with such things if we.
I think now you can build on that, right? Now we can now what happened accidentally. Now we can think about more efficient ways to make it on purpose. Like you can build on it. You can build on what it went. You can see the reviews. Like okay, what people liked. So how it should be, what went wrong. You can reflect on it and then build a better version of it when you're doing the next video. Because now you know you have set of constraints. You know what is good, what is wrong, everything. First one was experimental. Leave it. Second one, from now onwards, I think you have a better idea about how to do it if you're proceeding with it.
Yeah, I will look into it, and I think I will do that better next time. Even
Yeah,
today, I have to study something and make a video of that, because now audience are supporting me to post videos more.
correct.
So, like coming to the last part of our podcast, I just want some like book recommendation from you.
Book recommendation. Okay. See, actually not a book person.
Yeah.
To be very frank, I am a movie person.
Wow. I
I
would have.
don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have
I'm a
asked that
movie
later.
person.
Yeah.
Not a book person, but reading books is really very essential because I'm actually slowly cultivating the habit of reading books now. Now I'm just starting. So I have started with Rich Dad Poor Dad. I guess you have heard about that book,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I've started with that. Then there's another book called Atomic
Atomic
Habits.
Habits, James Clear.
Yeah, James Clear. Yeah. So those are the kind of books I'm going towards now. So when it comes to movies, I see all these biographies. For example, I saw Founder.
Wow.
You've heard Founder, right? McDonald's, how it
Hmm.
was established. So Founder. Then such kind of, there is certain very not so mainstream movies. Founder is a very mainstream movie which most of them watch, but there are certain movies which most of them don't watch. So I keep searching for such kind of movies. Maybe it's a small about a small who startup founder, or maybe about a small things, and I start reading articles, news articles about people. Like for example, like now Elon Musk, you can tell.
Hmm.
Like I was very fascinated by him in the initial, so I went back. I saw how he started off, what he did, all those things. Then my role model is Ratan Tata, so Tata Group. So I read about them. So all those things I do. But yeah, I would ask you some suggestions for good books. I'm
Yeah.
totally into books.
Yeah, I love books.
I know. So you better send me some recommendations after this podcast.
Yeah, definitely I will do that. And coming back to podcast, do you listen to podcast?
I have started with yours.
Oh wow, that's a that's a great compliment.
Yeah.
And I personally have the habit of collecting some powerful quotes because I write it in the first page of my diary to start my day with some powerful inspiration. So, do you have some quotes that inspired you or that is driving you?
Okay, so there was this quote what I had gone through long back. It said that Ratan Tata doesn't take right decisions. He takes decisions and makes it right.
Wow, it's too powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that quote held on to me for a quite a long time, and it's still there with me. But the funny thing was, later I was just scrolling through a lot of social media, and I was seeing that I found an interview of Mr. Ratan Tata. So one journalist asked him that you quoted this saying that you don't take right decisions, you take the decision and then make it right. So and Ratan Tata, guess what Ratan Tata answered? He was like, I don't know who said that, but I never did. It was just the social media. So it's very funny thing, that what we come across social media.
But still, that quote
So
makes complete sense
complete sense, complete sense. So that's
because
why
there
it's
are
still
so
there with
many
me.
things which we like took decision, we experimented small, and some worked out, some didn't work out. But if we hadn't take that decision thinking it's not right, we could have
Yes,
never made it right.
correct. Absolutely.
So who are some of your role models who you look up to?
Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
Wow, yeah.
Ratan Tata, my dad.
I think your dad gives you so much inspiration to do all this because I think
Definitely.
in the present era, I think it's very hard to convince people to do something that you are doing right now.
Correct. It's from my dad, whom I actually got inspired into getting into business. He is a mechanical engineer, gold medalist,
Wow.
who is into business now. He left his job. He had got an offer from Australia. He got but he left everything, and he's into business currently. He's a theater artist. He is into movies. He is culturally very active. So just for the sake of, because what happens is that time he was very culturally into dramas and all. So because if he goes to Australia, he can't be doing all those things, right? So he gave up on that and
Oh,
he started his own.
I think for him, business is more than like all that exposure or anything. I think
No,
business
that time
drives
it was
him.
not about business. It was more about his theoretical experience. He was more into dramas, as I said, and a lot of cultural activities. So he was very, very active. So that time he didn't want to stop all that and go there and work. So he wanted to pursue his passion. He's a movie actor. He's into dramas. He's into serials. So
Okay, now now he
he's
is
into all those
inspiring me
things.
too. Now he is, yeah.
So he's into all those things. So that's why he left it. And then he pursued his business. He did something, tried, failed. Now he's achieved what he has to achieve in
So
life.
currently, what is he doing?
So we have a agricultural farm in Venur. We have rubber estate and arecanut estate. So into that, and then we have a wine shop there. That was his primary business. Then he is into agriculture now.
And does he sometime like get into your business to discuss all these things?
No, never.
He wants you to be
Because
independent and take your own decision.
no, he is actually not so supportive. If I go to say that, so he was like, see, I have done so much in business. It is very risky. Tomorrow you might flourish or you might fail. So why do you want all this tension? You have a good degree, you have good academics, good future you have. You can go work somewhere. No, you'll get easy salary. You get. Why do you want to sit and simply break your head into doing all these things? It's every day, day and night tension. There is no free time. There is no Saturday. There is no Sunday. Why do you want? I have experience. Don't do it. Means he's really concerned about me because he has seen all the hardships throughout his journey of business, right? So
Yeah, almost it's like even my dad like served in Indian Army, and he knows the hardships there, and he tried to like keep me away from that.
yeah, that's what it is.
So like I just missed one question. I just wanted to know like in your company, I think your friends supported you, and still most of your friends work with you in that same company as an employees. And like there may be some times where uh, there are some hard times where your friends are not like working, and you are interested to work, and how do you make them work? Because to talk with someone who is very close to you and show them your vision, like it's very hard. So how did you like deal with that?
It is hard as you said because sometimes the visions might not match. We might not see eye to eye. But ultimately, whatever is good for the thing, we'll have to focus on that. So now, basically, there are people who are my friends who are working here, but there is also other workforce also whom we have hired. We have a like now we have a proper structure. We have an HR, we have a production team, we have a marketing team, we have a separate team for the kitchen, we have separate team for IT, separate people handling it. So it rarely comes to me to get the things done. I just have to handle with the people who are managing it. So now it's better. Before it was very difficult because, as I said, when it's friends working together, it's very difficult because it's very difficult to keep professional and personal things separately. So you should be very careful with that.
So what drives you to do everything you do, Saurabh?
My passion, I guess,
Yeah,
my
that's
interest, my passion towards it, my passion towards doing something of my own, passion towards being independent, all those things combined. It's a combined force.
yeah, combined driven force.
Yes.
I think that having very much clarity will drive you through all the
Correct.
hardships. So, what one habit or ritual of yours you attribute all your success to?
I need perfection. I need things to be done on time. And I want to keep up to my client commitments. So these things, I might lack a lot of things, but these three principles are there, right? I never compromise on those.
And I think like in your like venture, there are so many like down times, hard times. That time, how do you deal with that, and how do you keep hope and lift yourself up in those low moments?
Okay, so basically what happened was I'll give an instance. So there was the first wave of COVID, so everything was shut. And mine basically is a service industry, events, social media, everything is shut. But I have employees to pay. I have my firm to run, and I have to do something. So what happened was we came up with an idea of producing mask, ozone face mask.
Uh-huh.
So it was initially in Mangalore, no one had planned regarding it. So we were the first ones, we were the pioneers to get it here. So initially, during that first 2 to 3 months, we our main source of revenue was masks. We quickly innovated and adapted to the situation. So as soon as everything was done, we sold the brand. We came out of it. We ran our company back how it is. So I think it is very important to adapt to situations, innovate when required, and keep up with the change.
Oh, that was so powerful. Like the way you quickly did something about it. Like you use that energy to do something about it. Most of the people give up
Yeah,
or like get depressed in those low times.
right. We can't do that because there are people who are running the family with what we are giving them. Like what to say, there are many people, many employees we have. They are dependent on us, so we can't do that to them. So
I
no
think
matter what it is,
that gave you energy to like see solution through that problem.
correct, maybe.
So, like, how can people listening to this podcast like get in touch with you?
They can always connect me on LinkedIn. My profile link, if you want, I'll share my link to you. Or they can always contact me. You can put up my number. I don't mind.
Yeah, I will link that in the description of this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
So, to ask you one last question before I wrap up this podcast, uh, just imagine tomorrow, all of a sudden, you get a chance to go to a stage, and in that stage, it is one of the greatest stage on earth where people from all generation, youth to old age, everyone are like surrounded and seeing towards that stage. You are in the middle of the stage and you are given 1 minute to share your life ka sabse bada advice. What would you share in that 1 minute?
I would just take 10 seconds, keep calm, and follow your goals. That's it.
In 10 seconds itself, you inspired everyone.
No, so it's not about 1 minute or 10 minutes. It's basically people should be calm because in situations like this, it's very uncertain. You don't know what is there for you in store tomorrow. So I think we should live in the present and hustle for the future. That's it. And keep our past in mind, past experiences in mind.
And sometimes like we like deal with some greatest failures of our all time. Like how do you like deal with those failures, or how do you like encourage yourself to see the positive in that negative situation, just like you did for that mask?
No, it's very difficult. At times, failures are a part of your journey. It's a stepping stone towards your success, they say. So when you fail, it hits pretty bad. You're very, very hurt. But it is what you do after you take. Give myself some time to come out of it. But that is not what it matters. What matters is what you do after coming out of it. How you change the direction. That's all that matters.
So I think that sums it all. And is there something that you want to ask me?
My question to you would be, what drove you towards freelancing? Like lockdown time, you tried doing something. Why are you still doing it? Lockdown is over. You're back to things. Why podcast? Why you're doing different things?
uh,
What is driving you?
Yeah, I think this is one of the question even my friends ask me again and again, and I always answer it very energetically because everyone likes to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
So during lockdown, like till then, I was a complete nerd, and still I was like performing into cultural activities, even though I was a nerd. But during lockdown, first my intention was to make money, to do something like to do something in a different direction. because everyone were depressed, everyone was scared. Even I spent first few weeks being sad and all those stuff. And then there I thought to overcome this like sadness in the first month of the lockdown. I thought to like finish some of my bucket list. One of those were writing a book. And I
Okay.
and for humanity there was no hope that ever it is gonna be like a lockdown will be open. So I
Hmm.
thought I will get all the time in my life to write the book. But I
Okay.
was able to like finish it in the first month itself.
Great.
So this when I finished and published the book, some people like started to contact me like, how do you like publish it, and how to write a book, can you help us to do the same? And that's how I got my first client. His name is Terrell Brown from USA. So from my book, he DM'd me on social media, and that's how we got connected. And he gave me my first project. And
Okay.
eventually that like grave, and I got so many clients, and I started exploring the area of freelancing. Initially it was about the money, then it from money it got to exploring things. And there are some people I look up to on YouTube. Even I wanted to do all those things that everyone were doing, like Ranveer Albadia, who is doing some video podcast and all those stuff. So there were so many challenges initially, like I had internet issues. I could have never recorded in this quality.
Yeah.
So for first, after freelancing few months, I
Then
was
comes the audio issue.
exactly audio
So you
issue,
have the
mic.
mic now.
Yeah, and I didn't even had this setup right now. I didn't even have this web camera, even a good tripod. So from my freelancing money, the first thing I done was expanding all my equipments. And from there, as quality improved, like I started getting better freelancing gigs. And from there, I just wanted to talk to some amazing people to discover my passion. So that's how I started doing the first podcast. I got so many rejection. Then one person accepted, and then the second person accepted. It continuously grew to today it's 17th person.
Nice. I'm glad.
So
I'm glad. Really glad to be a part of your podcast, Shivatmaj. It's really great what you're doing currently. The passion you have towards it, the time you take, even between your academics, you are doing it. So hats off, man. Hats off to you.
thank you so much for inspiring me in the first place. Because of people like you doing some different things, even I got some energy to do all this, that I am not alone in this path of pursuing passion.
Definitely.
I think only one out of 100 or so many like pursue path like you, which is very uncertain.
I think that should gradually change anymore.
And I think
And
from the time of Shark Tank India, I think this all will change eventually.
hopefully. So we are hoping for the change. We'll see how it works. And even I think even colleges are also now supporting towards entrepreneurial ventures of students. So we'll see how it goes.
So one last thing before we like close this podcast, do you have something to say for Canara students, because you are their senior and they are watching you?
Yes. Firstly, I would like to thank Canada Institution, where I cultivated my entrepreneurial skills and explored it. And without my friends from my Canada friends, without my Canada friends, I think it would not be possible for to be what I am today. They have immensely supported me throughout the journey. And when it comes to my juniors, I'm really happy that there are people who are actually inspired by what I am doing, and they're also trying to go in the same direction and do something that they choose, that they want to do. So all I would like to tell them is like, don't be afraid, don't don't be scared to take the decision. It's right, all good. If it's wrong, you learn from it, and next take a better decision. And especially, I would like to thank Shivatmaj. We have been doing things, but you have been showing it to the people. You have been portraying everyone and lot of people from different areas, different fields to your audience. And I think that keeps them really motivated. And whenever they are down or they're low, they see your video and they'll be like, okay, that person who had come in Shivatmach's podcast, he had done this. So maybe I can do this and even I can achieve. So really what you're doing is really, really great, Shivatmach. So never stop it, keep doing it. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how many hardships come, just don't stop it. Keep hustling and keep doing it.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for being a part of this.
No problem. And thanks a lot for having me over. It was a wonderful session. I learned a thing or two about myself telling you. So thanks a lot. It has been a pretty emotional one. I went back to my college days, my college memories, and my friends who supported me, my lecturers, my faculty, the after the times, all those things, just in a flash of a podcast. Thank, thank you so much, Shivatmaj.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Hello everyone, hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you listening to this podcast on YouTube, make sure to press that subscribe button and like button to never miss out another video that I am posting on YouTube. And if you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcast, make sure to leave a review and press that follow button. This will really help me and encourage me to make some more contents like this and interview some more amazing people and derive some great values out of them. And without wasting any more time, I just want to leave you with a quote that Saurabh said in this podcast, that amazing people or great people, they don't make the right decision, they make the decision and then make that decision right. This has personally stuck with Saurabh, who I just interviewed, and also this is the learning of today, and I think I will carry this learning for a very long time. What is that? Make a decision and then make that decision right. This is Shivatmaj signing off until we meet again.